Morning, guys. Happy Wednesday. I hope everyone is well. It is the 19th of August, and this is your daily market outlook for today. Understand that the content on this YouTube and inside anything that I do is for educational and informational purposes only. I'm not a financial advisor, and nothing shared in my videos should be considered financial investment or trading advice. Trading and investing involves risk, and you should always conduct your own research before making any financial decisions. Understand as well that any past performances discussed does not guarantee future results. You're responsible, as always, for your own financial decisions. So, going into today, we have big news events. As you can see, 12, I'm on the wrong one. We have the 19th of August, which we have FOMC meeting minutes at 8 p.m. So again, I'm expecting, volumes coming into the markets later on today. So with obviously that being said, I ain't going to be talking too much and for too long about the technical side of things just because it is FOMC meeting minutes today. Um, but just to go over some of the higher time frames. Understand, of course, that again, excuse the mess in the background. Wedding preparation is well and truly underway. But yeah, if you look at the actual higher time frames, let's see where market is currently at. We're still inside of this daily supply. You can see we're still hovering around this. So it's going to be interesting to see if we do get some volume going into obviously later this evening. Are we going to dump off? Are we going to obviously carry on upwards? It's going to be interesting to see. We do have this daily demand area here. So let's see how we react from there. Going into the fall, we obviously talked heavily on this this 4 hour demand area. This is our 4 hour higher low, 4 hour higher high. But as you can see, market didn't come anywhere near that. We do still have this imbalance as well from here to here, as you can see. Let's make that yellow. But yeah, we ain't come anywhere near that. Where market did react from was around this area of 4 hour demand. Now, again, for me personally, I didn't trade this 4 hour demand. I was wanting to see obviously this area on Euro USD. Now, again, understand that this aligns with the dollar because if you look at the dollar, you can see that pretty much the same scenario where we've still got these daily supplies. We've had this consolidation for a long time. We come close to this daily supply, but didn't actually mitigate it. We have these daily demand levels below. So, it's going to be interesting, as I was just saying about Euro USD, to see if market gives us either, volume downwards, or volume upwards. We have imbalance to fill pretty much on either side of the markets. The blue lines representing where these imbalances are, as you can see. So imbalance above this demand, imbalance above this demand, large imbalance below this daily supply. So interesting to see what happens with that. If we jump down to the four with the dollar, you'll be able to notice that, of course, from a 4 hour, we haven't mitigated this area of supply, and we also still have large imbalance to fill here. So going into today, is market just going to carry on dumping off? Or is market going to obviously give that reaction, filling that imbalance, tap into that supply, and then get that move away? Um, let's see, obviously, going into today, which it decides to do. Just be aware, obviously, with the news event, of course, as you know with me, I don't really like to discuss too much on news events. Meaning technical side, because I don't want to have any sort of influence on you guys to obviously participate in the trades. Now, Great British Pound, if we look at this from a daily, let's keep it simple. You can see that we're coming more deeper into this daily supply. Let me just remove this. More deeper into this daily supply. Internal is bullish. You can see high, 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 low. And now it seems like we're going bullish. We didn't hit this daily demand area just yet. And we still have some imbalance. So that could be one area. If the market decides to come lower, to go higher, that could be one area which we keep an eye on. But if you look at the four, it's a little bit more clearer to see where you have this 4 hour demand area. We have this 4 hour imbalance. So it's a matter of, is this early inducement and then is market gonna come lower, get that shift and carry on bullish from here, take out the stop losses. So that's what I'm looking for. Of course, if market goes and breaks above these highs and we have a new higher low, a new higher high, we could have a different scenario. If that makes sense to you guys. Hopefully it does. NZUSD. What can we see currently? We're very close to this 4 hour demand area, as you can see. At this moment in time, what is market doing? Well, if you look at the internal, you can pretty much see that the internal is bearish. The 1 hour is bearish. Now, if you look at the 1 hour structure, you can see that we have pullback, lower low, pullback, lower high, lower low. So from this area to this area, that is our internal range. Now, at this moment in time, if you look at this candle, this is exactly where market is right now. This is the 4 hour supply. If we jump down to the one, it might be a little bit more clearer to see. So we're inside of that 4 hour supply area at this moment. Is market going to carry on shorting? Let's wait and see. If it does, then I want to see how we react from either this area or this area below, to see if we can get that shift to carry on bullish. So let's see what happens with that. We do have these supply areas up here as well with imbalance. And then we also have demand areas below. So again, it's not the best, it's quite ugly, but we just have to wait and see. AUD USD, beautiful yesterday. Beautiful trade that we caught yesterday from here. If you guys remember, if you look back at the daily market outlook, we discussed I had a 14 pip, 1 second, 14 pips stop. We discussed AUD USD, which was a 1 to 3 this morning. Well, anyway, you can see. And as you can see, during Asian tapped in, filled in that imbalance that we talked about, tapped into that supply and melted away. I also did have a stop loss on Euro USD, by the way, from the internal. Just to be completely honest with you guys, I forgot to mention. So Euro USD, I wanted to short Euro USD, but then at the same time, short USD, Swiss franc, just to try and trap the market, because obviously either way I should have won, which obviously I won on USD CHF, but I took a stop loss on Euro USD, but I also took a win on AUD USD, so 2 for 1 yesterday. So yeah, looking at this scenario, we've obviously come very close to this demand. If the dollar, for instance, carries on bearish, then AU should just carry on bullish. But if the dollar potentially comes back to that supply area to then go bullish, we could potentially see a dip and then obviously bullishness come in. Now, of course, that is our 4 hour higher low, 4 hour higher high. These are our demand areas. But I'm also going to be just aware of this area of supply as well. Just aware of this area of supply as well. We have that imbalance below that. So yeah, that is what I've got from a 4 hour with AUD USD. But let's see what happens there. USD CAD just missed this supply area. Also missed the demand area yesterday. What I am currently waiting for is where market is at right now, because we're inside that 4 hour demand. If, for instance, the dollar, does go bullish a little bit because we have this supply, and that could align with USD CAD carrying on bullish from here. Now look, we have this 4 hour higher low, 4 hour lower high, 4 hour lower low. Let's mark this out here as well. Now the 1 hour is bullish. You can see we have this failed to go and create a new lower low, and once we broke above, that created a higher low, higher high, potential now to create a new higher high. But understand as well, if we don't come into the supply, and if the dollar maybe just has a little bit of a bullishness and then bearishness again, we could potentially have USD CAD just short from here, this supply. Again, just be very aware if you are looking just to see how the reaction is from here, because obviously it could just carry on and come into the deeper, or just carry on overall. But just be aware of that, because this area could be where If the dollar goes a little bit bullish, like I said, to bearish, then yeah, it could be just inside of the supply. So just be aware of that. But the internal is bullish with USD CAD. Now USD CHF, let's remove this. And you can pretty much see, if you look at the daily, we're inside this daily supply, we're inside this daily demand. It is ugly from a daily, we're just extremely consolidating. You can see that from a 4 hour, we had this bullishness happen. And then what we noticed was when we had, obviously, if we go from here, when we kept an eye on the trend, higher, low, failed to go and create a new higher high. What happened there? Market gave us a little change of trend on the 1 hour, coming to the supply, and then fully committed to that structural change. So we had this area here, and then that left this supply. So naturally, if you're looking at structure, you're expecting this. Um, so all that is from that supply. Now again, if market carries on shorting, for me, I would like to see how we react from this 4 hour supply. How we react from this 4 hour supply. If we just jump down to the one, yeah, you can see there's some imbalance in there as well. So ideally, if we do carry on shorting, then could we punch into this, see that reaction to just carry on shorting from here. Let's see. But again, just be aware, and I'm going to keep saying it, FOMC meeting minutes today. Which is obviously at 8:30 my time. USD Japanese yen, not interested. Look at that. Let's see how it is tomorrow. And then obviously discuss it from there. But yeah, man, other than that, guys, that is your daily market outlook today. Like I said, it's a very short one, but you guys should know me by now. When it's a news event day, I don't want to have any sort of influence on you guys because people like to take risk, which is obviously a good thing sometimes, but not all the time, especially when fundamentals come into play. So, other than that, take care. God bless and see you guys tomorrow.